Mary Magdalene and Yeshua moved to France and had 6 children. First twins, a boy and a girl, then a girl, then a boy, then a girl, and then another boy. Sandro Botticelli made a painting of Mary Magdalene and her children called Madonna of the Magnificent, commissioned by Pietro Cosimo de' Medici for his private collection. In the painting, you see the twins, one on each side of Mary Magdalene, placing a crown on her head. This is symbolic of the great work, where on reaching Kether and getting your crown, or enlightenment, you are crowned by twins, a girl and a boy. Her other children are gathered around, looking at the baby in her arms, the newest addition to their family. Their first daughter was named Thurza, meaning favourable. Thurza is the name of one of the daughters of Zelophehad in the Old Testament. It also occurs in the Old Testament as a place name, the early residence of the kings of the northern kingdom. Thurza was to become a high priestess, a writer, and an artist. She stayed in France and had a family of her own. Her twin brother was named Zion, which is the Hebrew form of Zion. It is a place name often used as a synonym for Jerusalem. It commonly referred to a specific mountain near Jerusalem, Mount Zion, on which stood a Jebusite fortress of the same name that was conquered by David, and was named the City of David. The term Zion came to designate the area of Jerusalem where the fortress stood, and later became a metronym for Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. The city of Jerusalem, and generally the world to come. In Kabbalah, the more esoteric reference is made to Zion being the spiritual point from which reality emerges, located in the Holy of Holies of the first, second and third temple. Zion went to the UK with Joseph, his uncle. He was taught the traditions and raised a family in Scotland, UK. He was a musician and a teacher. The next daughter born was Yesca, which is the original Hebrew form Iska. It means to behold. In the Old Testament, this is the name of Abraham's niece, mentioned only briefly. This is the basis of the English name Jessica. Yesca married young, and unfortunately she died while giving birth. Mary Magdalene was said to be so heartbroken over the loss of her beautiful daughter that she never fully recovered after that. The next born son was named Jeremiah, which is the original Hebrew form of Jeremiah. It means Yahweh has uplifted. This is the name of one of the major prophets of the Old Testament, the author of the book of Jeremiah, and supposedly the book of Lamentations. He lived to see the Babylonian destruction of Jerusalem in the 6th century BC. In England, though the vernacular form Jeremy has been occasionally used since the 13th century, the form Jeremiah was not common until after the Protestant Reform. Yesa and Yaru married a beautiful Italian princess and raised a family in Italy. It is written that he had 3 children. The next daughter born was Sarah, which means lady or princess in Hebrew. This is the name of the wife of Abraham in the Old Testament. Sarah is perhaps the most well-known of the bloodline children. A mother and a Tao, she was a valued teacher of the mysteries. She was able to connect to the ancestors with genetic memories very easily, and brought many new teachings to the hidden church, which are still passed on. She had a strong belief that the simples would not be willing to learn the truth, even if they were given the option openly. She said in the future more would find the hidden church and learn, but only those who are strong in the bloodline genetics, and the others we would have to lead ourselves. They need leadership, and it is better we lead them than the eagles. As serpents we don't like to lead, more help and guide, but she believed it was our role and task here, so we must. The final son born was Saul, which is the Hebrew form of Saul. It means asked for or prayed for. This was the name of the first king of Israel, who ruled just before King David, as told in the Old Testament. Also, Saul was the original Hebrew name of Saint Paul. Saul was a high priest and alchemist, a true seer and philosopher of his day. He and his sister Sarah created many beautiful rituals, including the Magdalene rite, in honor of their mother. This wonderful rite is still carried out in our church and order to this day, along with various other beautiful rituals they created together. Thurza, Zion, Yesa, and Yaru, Sarah, Saul, the names of all the children of Mary Magdalene and Yeshua.